Hello everyone, I'm Jason Holden-Jones and this is round 4 of the 2018.2 South African Sim, the GT series, the penultimate round of this season, simGT season, penultimate round, and we now watch Redline Racing's newest signing, Devon Lisher, in the 17 Ferrari, and Devon is currently... I'm just trying to find him. He's done 15th position. There's a 23.921 at the moment. But it is Gabriel Rousseau for Squadro Ghostworks on provisional pole position. Just half a tenth ahead of RP Netcare RPM's Bongi Mabida. Mabida, of course, fastest of the last chance qualifiers over the weekend. And Mabida currently second in the championship behind championship leader Bashir Jadwat, of course. Here he is right now. And Jadwat could clinch the driver's title this evening if he finishes 6th or higher. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. So there's a good chance that Bashir Jadwat will do it this evening. And yeah, I think looking forward to an exciting race. Look how close the times are, especially in the midfield. Absolutely nothing in it. As Bryce Lowe on debut this evening in South African simGT for the Footwax outfit. And Bryce Lowe up into 5th position already. Provisional 5th position, of course. And we look forward to see how he gets on as the evening progresses. Jim Clark now up into 3rd. Of course, after winning the last GT4 series round. So Clark on form and 3rd quickest so far. And Jason Abismar now for secured RP Mad Cape, now currently in 4th. Ready. And we see Edrin Govender currently in 12th position for Sinji Samurai. Christopher Langeveld now for Redline Racing. He pops up into 4th position in the Mercedes-Benz. Of course, claimed pole position at Road America. And I'm not sure if he's going to have the pace this evening in qualifying to do that again here. But still very quick this evening. And he trails Clark by, what, 300ths of a second. There's absolutely nothing in it. And a big shout out to everybody watching this evening. Thank you very much. And I think we're in for a good race this evening, with just over 8 minutes remaining in qualifying. Judd Watner up into 6th position with a 22.489. You want to be a bit higher than that. Of course, that's where all he needs to finish this evening to win the championship. Of course, already the 3-time Drivers' Championship in South African simGT series. If he claims his 4th title, he will become the most successful driver at SimRace South Africa, hands down. So currently shares 3 titles with Gabriel Rousseau, his teammate. Beg your pardon, Rousseau is in fact only has 2 drivers' championships, so I just want to check that stats. So Jadwat already the most successful driver at SimRace South Africa, but looking to extend that gap by clinching his 4th title this evening. Rousseau still currently in provisional pole position. He's of course third half a tenth on Bongi Mabida. And Rousseau not improving this lap, but let's see what Mabida's on an outlap, so we'll let him be for now. Clark on an outlap as well. Langeveld also on an outlap, so everybody just sort of timing their runs to get their sort of their complete lap down towards the end of the session. Let's have a look at Bashir Jadwat now. He's just started a flying lap. Let's see what he can do now through turn 1. This is the Andretti hairpin. Then a short run towards turn 3, a long winding right-hander. Jadwat's improving. 7/100ths of a second. Almost a 10th now. Two tenths now for Jadwat. Let's see if we can keep this momentum. This is a difficult part of the track to not run wide onto the dirt there, but Jadwat's done a stellar job this time round. Looking for 3 tenths now. And, this could pop him up into third if he keeps his momentum up. Jadwat's lost all his good work, but he's gaining again now. Wow, different approach to the corkscrew that time round. Oh, he's got to unclip the curve, around he goes. So let's put it in towards his charge towards third position. And Gabriel Sir started a lap. So Bongam being on an out lap still. Clark out lap. Langeveld now. He's a 10th of a second quicker than where he was. And let's see how he gets on now. He's looking for 3 tenths to get on terms with Jim Clark. I don't think he's quite got it at the moment. See how he gets in the final 2 corners of his flying lap. He's lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. So trying to extend his gap to Jason Absma in 5th position. The RP makeup Audi right there as one of the Haynes brothers now pops him to 8th. So Langeveld does not improve. Let's go and have a look at Timothy Haynes now for Algo Talk Racing. He is up into 8th position. And his brother Daniel down in 17th. So Daniel will be looking to improve now with just under 4 minutes remaining. Look at the front runners now. Bongi Mabida on a flying lap is improving. Let's see if we can keep this up now. It's gone board with Bongi. I run slightly wide. There's Wesley Farrank, gets a little rung in front of him. Does avoid him. So the Porsche gets on through here now. Just lost a bit of time, unfortunately, there for Mabida. The top 3 only separated by a 10th of a second. That's how tight it is. Mabida getting it run through the corkscrew is not going to improve this time round, I don't think. Jump around looking for people who are improving. Jadwat now 3 tenths up on his best delta. Still improving is Jadwat. It's about a 10th to get past Absmeyer for 5th. And Langeveld as well. Looks like he's going to get that. We can keep this momentum up now. Looking for a good slipstream from Clark in front of him if he can get it from that black Ferrari. Oh, gets it all wrong there. He's losing time, unfortunately, but he will improve by around 3 tenths of a second, I think. And Jadwat goes 4th now with a 22.213, just 2 tenths off Clark. And he'll be ruining the mistake in the last corner. That could have given him pole position, I think, if he got that right. We see Rudy Murray has joined the server with the only Lamborghini in the championship. And Murray, I think it's his debut race this season in the South African simGT series. He's a big simGP fan. But great to see him here in the GT series as well. Let's see how he gets on this evening. Of course, qualifying from doing well in the last simGP round. Rudy Murray. And Crisona improving by a good 10th of a second. So now it's going to improve our 2/10. Well, extend that gap back to Mabida. We'll do a 21.726, and Mabida responds with a 21.824. So it's really on between these two. And will they get another run in? I think Mabida's abandoned that run. Clark will get another lap in, I think, if he keeps going now. Langeveld exits. I don't think he's going to get around in time for another run, though, unfortunately. Hasn't timed his last run well. It's the end of qualifying for Rousseau, and it's a great job there to take provisional pole for the moment. I'm not sure if anyone can challenge that. Let's have a look at Clark now. Clark is a 10th slow on his best delta time. Let's see if he can come. Oh, a big slide there again. Oh, he's lost a lot of time there as Clark. I don't think he's going to recover that, unfortunately. So it looks like it's going the way of Gabriel Rousseau and Squadra Ghostworks. But I tell you what, Rousseau will be very concerned about that Porsche of Mabida in second position. That Porsche is incredibly strong down the main straight. And if Mabida gets a whiff of anything going down the main straight, he'll be past the McLaren into turn 1. So that formation lap's going to be very important. I don't think Clark's going to improve this time round. Who else is on a lap? Excuse me, there's a dart around here looking for anyone who's improving. Edwin Govender up a 10th of a second, challenging Sparks for 15th. That's Leandro Sparks in 15th position. Both Leandro and Stephen getting grid starts into Division 1 this evening as Mark McGear and one of the other drivers couldn't make it this evening, unfortunately. But anyway, they're the best of the LCQ runners next in line. But is Rousseau will start from pole position ahead of Bongi Mabida in second. Jim Clark will start from third. Bashir Jadwat from fourth. Christopher Lange from fifth position. Chris Heineken from sixth. Absmeyer from seventh. Marcus Dane from 8th, Timothy Haynes from 9th, and Bryce Lowe on debut this evening will complete the top 10 in qualifying. And while we wait for the formation up to get underway, we are going to go for a short break. We'll be right back, don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Laguna Circuit, Laguna Seca circuit, as we get the formation lap underway for round 4 of the 2018.2 South African simGT series. And Rousseau will lead the field away. Looking for his first victory this season, the 2018.2 season, is Rousseau, as his teammate has secured all 3 victories so far this season. Bashir Jadwat. And while the drivers do the formation lap, we're going to have a quick look at the Drivers' Championship standings. Of course, it is Jadwat leading the way by just 8 points ahead of Bongi Mabhida. And of course, Jadwat only needs to finish 6th or higher in this race to secure or clinch the driver's title this evening. Bongi Mabhida in 2nd, of course. Gabriel Rousseau in 3rd with 91 points, just 1 point behind Mabhida there. Christopher Langeveld in 4th position. Jason Absma a bit further down there to complete the top 5. Hennebury in 6th, Oliver in 7th, Chris Heineke in 8th, Rian Lamprecht in 9th, and Kerry Graphic completes the top 10 so far. And in the Teams Championship, it is Squadra Ghostworks leading the way by quite a margin, 21 points ahead of RPM Netk 911, and secured RP Maycape complete the top 3 there. Jason Absma and Leslie Oliphant. Oliphant unfortunately not racing this evening, but will be racing in the Division 2 race on Wednesday. But back to the action this evening. And as Rousseau's approached the buncher point to get this race underway, now backing up the field to get things underway. And he can speed up from the entry to the very last corner, which we will approach now. And Mabhida's going to try his luck yet on the main straight. I think that Porsche a bit quicker in a straight line, and off we go. Rousseau started the race, and Mabhida's right with him now. Let's see what Mabhida can do. Oh, Mabhida's right with him. Surely he's going to have a go. Rousseau's going to go defensive, and Mabhida's going to go and try and go on the outside. And that's exactly what's happened. And through turn 1 we go. We've got Wesley Ferrant in the pits, unfortunately. And Rousseau comfortable for the moment as he tries to pull away from Mabhida. Clark in 3rd in the Ferrari, of course, very strong. And Jadwat there doing what he needs to do to win the Drivers' Championship this evening in 4th position. Oh, and Rousseau's made a mistake. Can Mabhida take advantage of this? He's got to run him towards the corkscrew we go. But he can't get that move done just yet. Clark now under severe pressure from Jadwat. Oh, and Jadwat runs wide. Oh, he keeps it pointing the right way. Clark goes around the outside. Oh, they're going to make contact. Clark runs wide. Clark runs wide. He's going to rejoin though. Yes, he will rejoin. In 5th position, not too bad there. Just losing a position to Jadwat and Langeveld there. As Abismai now forces his way past Heineke. So Heineke having a go there. Oh, these cars are very close together now. Nose to tail. And Abismai now under pressure from Heineke. So it's a great opening laps here. Cars very close together. I'm watching Bryce Lowe now in the Footworks McLaren, trying to stay with Timothy Haynes in the Algo Talk Racing McLaren. Oh, here comes the move from Stain on Heineke. So as Phantom goes against Rebel Ghostworks, sister teammates there. Oh, and Stain's trying to keep out Timothy Haynes, and Haynes has got very determined Bryce Lowe behind him. Oh, there's contact here. Who is that? It's Absmai. Absmai is off. Somebody else as well, I think. Is it Heineke? Heineke's fallen back as well. He's gone pear-shaped here for Absmai. Oh, down in 19th position. The Audi looking very second-hand at the moment. The number 90 car. It's not a good start here for that Audi, that's for sure. Back to the front now. So only 6/10 of a second ahead of Mabhida. As Lario has also turned around, so this is not a good lap for RPM Sim Racing team. So Lario down to 18th, Absmeyer in the pits at 20th. Hopefully Absmeyer can get underway again after damage. And Absmeyer decided to leave the server, unfortunately, so it's our first retirement this evening. Mabita's not letting Rousseau get away. Look at this. Jadbot looking strong there in third position. So Alicia's taking Hennebury for 9th position. Ferrari getting one over McLaren there. Red Sparks going at now the Lamborghini versus McLaren for 15th position. Great to see that glorious sounding Lamborghini back in this championship. Heineken and Govan, they're very close together. And so Rousseau and Vida now very close, just 2/10 in it. Mabita flashing his lights, trying to unnerve Rousseau. Let's go on board with Bonga Mabita and look at the battle firsthand here. Clark's gone to 4th, he's put a move on Langerfeldt. Langerfeld's trying to come back at him. No. Delicious pass Hennebury for 8th position. So Devilish making moves now for Redline Racing. Steven Sparks put a move on Rudy Marais for 15th. And whoa, Rousseau's made a slight error there. Mabita not close enough to take advantage. Back on board with Mabita in the Netcare RPM Porsche. And Rousseau getting a bit of exit there, putting a gap there. Mabita using every bit of track as possible. Through the corkscrew we go now, this famous corner. Mabita navigating a bit better that time round. He's closing on Rousseau. Jadwat's right there too. So Bonga Mabita in the Squadra goes to work sandwich. And Jadwat's trying to, I think, win this championship with a victory if he can. Of course, that's the best way to do it. Very different lines into turn 1 there between Rousseau and Mabita. And Clark catching back up to Jadwat off the incident on, I think it was lap 3. Back up just 2.5 seconds now, back to 4th position. And we've got Leandre Sparks putting a move on Rudy Marais. Who's that? In fact, Holden-Jones it is. Oh, around the outside. Oh, swooping move there. Oh, I made a slight mistake there. These two Sparks racing McLarens running together now. Leandre and his father Stephen. As they swap positions there. Looked like a pretty easy move there. So not quite able to extend their cap to Mabida. This is great for us, of course. Oh, well, Mabida's off. Mabida's off. Oh, he's spun it around. And is gifted 2nd and 3rd to Jadwat and Clark, in 4th position 2 to Langerveld. Oh, that's a big blow to his championship ambitions. And as Mabida handed the championship to Jadwat on the plates. It's so easy to do at this tricky Laguna circuit layouts. There's not much room for error, no runoff area at all really. You're either on the tar or you're on the dirt. Lishana under severe pressure from Mark Hennebury. Redline Racing leading Phantom Ghostworks. And Algo Talk Racing right there as well in 10th position with Timothy Haynes. And Jadwat starting to close the gap to Rousseau. That gap down to half a second now. So Squadra Ghostworks well in command of this race. And I'm constantly assured there's no team orders at Squadra Ghostworks, so we can expect a good scrap now for the next 54 laps. And this race should be around 90 minutes or so. Jim Clark keeping them honest there in 3rd position. And Jadwat's got the measure Rousseau at the moment. That gap's come right down. And here comes Jadwat. Oh, he's just letting Rousseau know he's there. How should we go? Jadwat really hassling Rousseau. And we've seen these two come together ready, especially at Mugello, which saw Jadwat win the race after Rousseau led for many laps. And I hope we're not going to see a repeat of that here in round 4 at Laguna Seca. Of course, Jim Clark in 3rd position would love that to happen. Let's go on board with Jadwat. Oh, mistake there from Judd Watts on the wide. Just clipped the curb. But he keeps it pointed in the right direction. Not any damage as well. So that's good news. But that has brought Jim Clark into play now in the black Ferrari. And Clark will be smelling blood, yeah? Look at the Hennebury Timothy Haynes battle for 9th position. Quickly turn to a three-way battle for 8th. Lish in 8th position. Stain has fallen back 2 positions. Low Mabida through to 5th and 6th position respectively. And Mabida, of course, recovering after that spin. And now right with Bryce Low, who's on debut this evening and doing a stellar job in 5th. Hennebury's got Lisha. Looks like a move at the final turn. Lisha side by side with Haynes now. As Haynes swoops past as well, so Lisha's lost 2 positions down the main straight. A bit like he didn't have such good drive out of that last corner. And the 2 McLarens go by. Fantastic racing on offer this evening, as we come to expect here at SimRace South Africa. And if you are watching this, you want to get involved in the racing at SimRace South Africa, you're very welcome to visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab, and you'll find a sign-up form there, and you're welcome to fill that out, submit it. That'll come through to me via email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we've got the Division 2 and 3 races this Wednesday evening. There's space in there. 4 new drivers to join. And we do use the Assetto Corsa simulator with its add-on packs, but you can buy the Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, which is a pretty good deal for the money that you're paying, which gives you all of the DLC in one shot. Back to the racing now. Lisha's trying to come back. Timothy Haynes, as we've got a move here, Mabida challenging Low now. And Low's gone defensive, but the Porsches are going to get superior drive. Oh, and a braking we go. Oh, very tight. Beat around the outside, but Low's coming back at him. Up the inside goes that agile McLaren. Great racing. Nice and respectful, allowing each other room. Firm but fair. And the Porsche's got the switchback now. Got the inside line. Oh, Mabida upside of it. Breaks a bit earlier. Lets Low through. And of course, Mabida and Low finding out it's allowing Marcus Stain to come into the fray now. Yeah, big shout out to everybody watching in the YouTube live chat. Welcome everyone. Jadwat with the fastest lap of the race so far, 22.652. Jadwat making inroads on Rousseau again. Jadwat's moved away from Clark by about 0.6 of a second too. Of course, we've yet to see one pit stop. Everybody needs to do at least one pit stop. And then we normally see that happening about the midway of the race. And that footwork's McLaren looking a bit beaten up, it must be said. Be involved in a couple of off-track excursions, it seems. But Lowe now starting to move away from Mabida pretty comfortably. And I think Mabida's struggling with his tyres perhaps after that big spin. That would not have done them any good, that's for sure. And back with our race leader now, Rousseau. And just can't quite get away from teammate Jadwat. The corkscrew, we're going now for the 16th time this race, and Jadwat now really hassling his teammates, and Mabida and Stain going at a 2. Stain was past Mabida got back past him again. Rousseau moves away from Jadwat now. Govender and Heineke now, Govender up into 11th. Heineke with a good run out of the last corner, side by side with Govender. Has he passed it? No, he hasn't quite been able to come back at him. Govender up the inside now, defending. Heineke trying to go on the outside, that's brave. Oh, Govender leaving Heineke room. Great racing, a bit too generous there, I think. And through goes Heineke to 11th. Got Leandro Sparks following, and Daniel Haynes then 14th position. Back to our race leaders, Rousseau just got 3/10 now, and Jadwat. Clark just 1.3 seconds behind them. Front runners coming up to a bit of traffic now in the form of Wesley Ferrant. We saw Ferrant in the pits at the start of the race. I'm not sure if he didn't make the start in time. But anyway, Ferrant is 20th, 18 seconds behind Matthew Boy. And Ferrant will start getting blue flags, I think. Then he'll make way for the race leaders. Jadwat now again, is a bit quick out of that last corner. Jadwat does what seems like his signature move now up the inside there, trying to unsettle Rousseau. Oh, they're together now. And Clark will be watching on from third. He's gone board with Jadwat. There's a slight error there by Jadwat. Rousseau moves away from him. Oh, and Clark, the quickest driver of the three that last time round by a good 0.3 of a second. So Clark's decided to up the ante. We'll starting to get blue flags now to make a plan to move aside for the race leaders. Right, puts the brakes on. That's Rousseau, Jadwat, and not Clark through. Clark has to take avoiding action, unfortunately. That's costing him quite a bit of time. But I think a tricky section there for Front to make way. Anyway, it's cost Clark a good 1.5 seconds, and he's still not past Front. The front now makes way. Jadwat's fallen away from Rousseau. Saw a bit of dirt being kicked up in the background as Low and Mabita age on there for 5th position. This has been a good contest. This is Stain and Hennebury together. Red Bull Ghostworks leading Phantom Ghostworks. And to low Mabida battle. Slow made a slight mistake on exit. Mabida closing all the time. Beat up the inside of low now. He's got that job done. Oh, well, Mabida's gone, is lagged unfortunately. And that's unfortunately affected low. Mabida's ping has now come right. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just saw his line dip there, and the car sort of disappearing the track. Disappearing inside the track there. Unfortunately, low caught up in that. And that's dropped him down to 10th position. So, fortunate there for the Footworks McLaren. Mabida now back up into 5th position. He's got it over 8 seconds now to claw back on the driving 4th position, Christopher Langerfeldt. Governed has put a move on Heineke for 11th into the corkscrew. Nicely done. Heineke now trying to come back at Govender. Oh, he's got the inside line. It is Heineke, is it? Yes, it is. Govender very late on the brakes though. Wow, the BMW is pretty good, isn't it? And oh, it leaves Heineke behind through turn 2. These two guys still together. Absolutely nothing in it. Trading lap times. 10th here, 1,000th there, and a 10th there again. And we're only on lap 25 of 64. And we haven't had our first pit stop yet either. But plenty of action still to come. Clark fallen back there in 3rd position, a good 3.3 seconds behind the front 2. Sparks is past the recovering Daniel Haynes. Haynes recovers in front of Sean Lario. Oh, here's a mistake by Rousseau. Jadwat not close enough. But Rousseau hanging on for the moment. Soaking up the pressure from teammate Jadwat. No problem so far. But Jadwat does seem to be the quicker driver. I also feel the car's running different setups. It's almost like Rousseau's running less aero and Jadwat more, as Rousseau seems to get away down the straights. And Jadwat's a bit quicker through the faster corners. Just the feeling I have from watching how the cars are approaching the corners. Oh, Jadwat thrown it away! Oh, around he goes. Oh, and Clark does so well to avoid him as well. And Clark up into second now. Langeveld not close enough to take third away from Jadwat. But looks like Jadwat's tyres just let go there. And will we see Jadwat coming for an early pit stop? And Jadwat lucky to get away with that one. Running wide again. But still doing enough to seal the Drivers' Championship this evening. It's not enough for Rousseau to just take victory here this evening. If Rousseau is to win, he needs Jadwat to finish 7th or lower to still have a mathematical chance of winning the Drivers' Championship. The battle for 14th is very tight now. Lario and Hel. No, this is Daniel Haynes in the Algor Talk Racing McLaren. Oh, and Lario with a dub up the inside contact. Haynes runs wide. Oh, Lario is going to lose position to Holden-Jones. This is the Stephen Sparks, Wesley Ferrand battle for 18th position. And Ferrand recovering after a late start to the race, missing the formation nap. And now on course to challenge Stephen Sparks. Oh, and Sparks runs wide, making it easy for Ferrand. And the Alcor Racing Ferrari's through. Lisha and Lowe together now. Of course, Lowe dropping back after that lag incident with Mabida, unfortunately. But Lowe now in 10th, challenging Lisha for that 9th position. There's Footworks Racing versus Redline Racing. Redline Racing's newest signing, Devon Lisha, no doubt building for their 2019.1 season starting in February 2019. And Nazim Edwards asks in the YouTube live chat, what's happening to Matthew Boy? I'm not quite sure what's happening to Matthew Boy. Off the pace this evening. Not like him at all. Normally in the top 10 pretty easily in Division 1. But just struggling this evening for whatever reason. Oh, Clark into the pits now. Lap 30 of 64. He will stop pretty well. Does not miss his pit box. And let's see where he filters out. Of course, the danger of stopping a bit earlier is dropping back into traffic and getting stuck in traffic while your competitors in front drive away from you, basically. But Clark obviously has seen something that has prompted him to stop earlier. Pretty routine stop there for Clark. Let's see where he joins. He will join in 10th position. Oh, catches a bit of dirt. He lost a bit of time. He's joined just behind Bryce Lowe. So, not ideal, but let's see how he gets on. Perhaps he's going to hope that Lowe and Lisha do a pit stop before he gets to them. But Holden is also into the pits now. Second pit stop for the evening. So I'll turn to the closest battle on track for the moment. Lisha versus Lowe. Redline versus Footworks. Henneberry now into the pits from 6th position. We've now reached the halfway stage of this race, 32 laps of 64. And race leader Rousseau is coming to the pits now. This should be interesting to see where he filters in compared to Jim Clark. Bonga Mabida also in from 4th position. Rousseau is going to easily retain that lead. Lisha, Mabida and Haynes pits as well. Let's see Jim Clark in the background there, but Rousseau nothing to worry about so far. Besides his teammate Jadwat, who hasn't done a pit stop just yet. Jadwat now into the pits as well. Keep an eye on where Rousseau is. He's coming through the corkscrew. Langeveld also in from second. Let's see if Langeveld can do a quick pit stop and pull one over the two McLarens. Doubtful though. Gap's too big. Jadwat's still in the pits. Rousseau approaching the final corner. And Jadwat needs to get going now. Off he goes. Rousseau is coming down the main straight. You see Jadwat in the background there, still in the pit lane. It's going to be Clark. Close between Clark and Jadwat. No, Jadwat easily rejoins in front of him. So Jadwat retains that second position. Low now out of sequence now, yet to do a pit stop. And providing a bit of traffic here for Clark, but it is for position, so Low does not need to obey any blue flags at all. Whether he chooses to move aside or not is another matter, of course. He does not need to though. Low leaves Clark behind through that last corner. Wow. As Low dives into the pits, much to Jim Clark's relief. Of course, Low fighting Lisha as well. Lisha down in 10th position after doing his pit stop. Let's see where Lisha is. And Lisha's coming through the corkscrew. And I think Lisha's going to be ahead of Low before he gets out again. So off goes Low, trying to make the overcut work on Lisha. And there comes the Ferrari, they're side by side now. Past goes Lisha. Can Low retake him again through turn 1? No, he can't. Very close though. Well, oh, side by side. No, Lisha's still got it for the moment. Fantastic racing between these two. Back with our race leader Rousseau, and he's got a mirror full of Jadwat. And Clark's got a net game around a second on the two in front of the pit stop phase, so the gap was about 3.4 seconds. It's now around about 2.5. But the two McLarens ahead of him have got newer tyres, so that should come into play towards the end. Although I do feel the Ferrari is probably better on tyres. The two McLarens now approaching traffic in the form of Sean Lorario in the Audi. Jadwat does have the raw pace on Rousseau. I can see by his best lap time of the race is a good, 4/10 of a second quicker than his quickest lap. So that's going to take one mighty defensive effort from Rousseau if he is to win this race. Or a mistake from Jadwat, of course, as Lorario moves aside. Oh, mistake there from Jadwat again. And that's going to define this race, I think. Rousseau a bit slower, but more consistent. And Jadwat's got the raw pace, but he's making these unforced errors. Perhaps this is Rousseau's strategy to cut out those mistakes by driving 8 tenths, not 10 tenths. Clark's closing again now, just 1.7 seconds behind Jadwat. He's taken, what, 7 tenths of a second out of Jadwat. And Chris Heineke and Leandro Sparks, nice tail through turn 3. This is for 13th position. This is Hennebury and Lisha for 8th. Low right there as well in 10th. Oh, mistake from Hennebury. Oh, it's going to give Fleischer 8th position. And Low as well slips by to 9th. So this is a test of mental endurance as well. Let's try to keep your concentration going for 90 minutes on this very tricky circuit. As the tires start wearing and the car starts moving around a bit more than usual, quickly go wrong. There's Jadwat again with Rousseau. And then the Sparks Racing McLaren's there as well, moves aside. Nicely done. I think, oh, mistake here from Jadwat. Oh, another mistake. It's cost him dearly again. And that's going to give, oh, rejoins it safely as well. Oh, Laurie are doing well to avoid him. And through goes, is it Langeveld? No, Langeveld's not quite close enough. It was his teammate Kelvnes who passed Jadwat, but he is a lap down. And, it's gifted Jim Clark second now, but I don't think Clark can live with the pace of Rousseau. So he's going to get almost 4 seconds on Clark. Christopher Langeveld now only 2.6 seconds behind Jadwat. The Lamborghini of Rudy Murray. Great to see him and the only Lamborghini in this championship on debut this evening. As Daniel Henzine to the pits from 11th position. On board now with Rudy Murray. Glorious sounding V10. Oh, Steyn puts a move on Timothy Haynes. Nicely done for 6th position. Clark with, oh, he's got an attack from Judd Watts. Looks like an area there from Clark, the way he just fell back. Oh, inside line by Judd Watts. Oh, and Clark's off. Clark is off. So since he's fall off the circuit there, I think Judd Watts sort of moved to the inside. And off put Clark and off he went. Make Jadwat back into second now. And 14 seconds behind teammate Rousseau now. But look who's in 3rd position and just 1.4 seconds behind Jadwat. That is Christopher Langerveld. The driver started from pole position at Road America. It was unfortunate to convert that pole position to a win. You cannot move away from low. Marcus Steyn now under pressure from Timothy Haynes. And the 188 McLaren. The gap stabilizing now. 0.7 of a second between those two drivers. Oh yes, spin by Steyn. Oh, reminiscent of what Mabida did in the opening laps of this race. Around he goes, but survives, drops down to 10th position. That's gifted Haynes and Nesh at 6th and 7th position. So far, Jadwat doing what he needs to do to secure his 4th South African simGT driver's title. And Rousseau on the way to break his teammates' winning streak. Of course, Jadwat's won all 3 races up until now. It looks like it's going to go the way of Rousseau for tonight. But of course, Squadron Ghostworks still remains unbeaten in this championship. Of course, Jadwat also ceding the GT4 Series driver's title 2 weeks ago. With 1 round still remaining. Of course, this is the penultimate round of the South African simGT Series. Final round in about a month's time. Oh, and Daniel Haynes has fallen back now to 18th position. Calvin is now right with Steven Sparks. Bish and Lowe now right together for 7th. These two just can't get enough of each other this evening. Great to watch though. So Holden-Jones gets past Sparks, Murray gets past Lorerio as well. Changes there for 14th and 16th positions. But Lowe under severe pressure now from Mark Henneberry. On board now with Lowe. Sparks and Murray now going in for 15th position. Pretty tight fight here for 15th position. 4 cars in it. McLaren, Lamborghini, Audi, another McLaren. Annika's got Sparks, looks like Leandra's had a moment there, and the front of the McLaren looking pretty beaten up. Rain under pressure now. Oh, side by side, they're out in Lamborghini. They can't make contact. They keep. Oh, and the Lamborghini's coming across on Daniel Haynes. Off he goes. Naughty there by Rui Marais. Marais is also off. He waits for Daniel Haynes to rejoin as well. So that's not gone well. Fortunately breaks up that very close battle for 15th position as well. Ran onto the pits perhaps to repair some damage. Marais in fact retired from the race, our second retiree this evening. As Jason Osmar retired unfortunately. And so well in command of this race, 17 seconds ahead of teammate Judd Watt. One of Mark Hennebury. Just on low and Lisha. DeAndre Sparks too has, it looks like a disconnect from the server. It's our third retirement this evening. These three fighting has allowed Marcus Steyn to join them as well. So nice four-way battle here for 7th position. That's what we'd like to see. Let's see, Judd Woods dropped down to 4th position. I'm pretty sure he was in 2nd a couple of laps ago. Keeps in the area there, creeping in. It's allowed Langerfeldt up into 2nd. Is it, yes, Clark's fallen down to 3rd as well. There's a contact between those two cars. Langerfeldt enjoying a solid outing so far this evening. Quite sure what's happened to Judd Watt. For another track excursion perhaps. But he's still doing enough to seal this Drivers' Championship. Just needs to finish 6th or better. Doesn't matter what the others do. Just 10 laps remaining now. Oh, as we turn to Rousseau, he runs wide. No harm, no foul. Keeps his 21-second lead ahead of Langerfeldt. Langerfeldt's been pretty consistent this evening, minding his own business, not making mistakes. And suddenly he finds himself in 2nd position. Lacking a bit of pace, but he has the consistency, and that's what it does for you. Oh, someone's off. Who is off in the background? It's in fact Chris Heineke, I think. Yeah, Heineke's a lap down. He lets Langerfeldt and Clark go by. Oh, mistake from Heineke. Just riding the curbs a bit too hard. Settling McLaren and around it goes. Cardinals and Lowry Rowe together. On board now with Sean. Oh, Helnes runs very wide. I'm going to get a better drive out of the corner. Very wide. Oh, he's gone far too wide. On braking. Oh, he's under pressure here from. Oh, he's leading by. Who's that? That's Timothy Haynes, currently in 6th position. Also, Timothy Haynes had a good race this evening. Does it very consistent. He's getting the job done. Oh, as Helnes takes an alternate route on the circuit. We join just ahead of Front. Front not quite able to make that move now. Cool, and Front being very liberal with the track limits. The corkscrew. There's a white line exception rule for the corkscrew. But Front taking it to the extreme there. And Front and Calvin's now side by side for 15th position. Oh, Front very aggressive up the inside goes the Ferrari. Holden is very late on the brakes, but oh, they're going to make slight contact. But it's fair enough. Front now up into 15th position. Just time from the back of the field. And a lap down, I think it was as well. So Front's done very well to recover. Back to this battle for 7th position. Lowe is staying involved in that one. Looking a bit of dirt there, it hurts his momentum. Staying looking on the outside, that's brave. Cut back on Lowe now. Lowe shuts the door. Checking in with race leader Rousseau. Now 23 seconds ahead of second place driver Christopher Langeveld. Langeveld coming in a bit of pressure from Clark now. But there are just 4 laps remaining. Now turn to the Langeveld Clark battle for second. Now with Clark in the 488 Ferrari. Clark now closing in on Langeveld. But is it enough? I don't think it is. Langeveld driving very well. Nish and Lowe still very close together. Said that many times this evening. Oh, Alicia getting all sideways, but hangs on to it. Low closes. As Rousseau started the penultimate lap in the stress. Lowe's got a good run on Nisha now. What can he do through this corner? Perhaps he can do something on the run to the corkscrew. Oh, Nisha runs slightly wide, but he actually pulls the gap from Lowe. Lowe closing again now though. And Lowe knows that time is running out, and he's also got a determined Marcus Stain behind him too. So a fantastic fight this is. Anyway, to Rousseau's on the final lap of this race now. Half a lap to go for him. It's kind of... Oh, here comes the switchback from Stain up the inside of Lowe. Has he outbraked himself? No, he hasn't. He's got the job done. So Stain through to 8th position. And Lowe doing a good job of seeing him coming. Can Lowe come back at him now though? Let's see what happens. Oh, Stan leaves the door open. Oh, and Lowe's running to the back of him. But they're still fighting. The opposite luck there for Stan, and Lowe's lets Stan back past, I think, and rightly so. Good sportsmanship there from Bryce Lowe. But Rousseau has won this race, broken the winning streak by Bashir Jadwat. And great drive by Rousseau, very consistent to take victory this evening for Squadra Ghostworks. Christopher Langeveld also very consistent, doesn't have the pace, but kept it on the black stuff to finish second, just ahead of Jim Clark, who completes the podium. Bashir Jadwat will take 4th position to win the 2018.2 South African simGT Drivers' Championship. Barring any penalties or anything like that, so we have to look at the official results later this week. But for the moment, Jadwat is Drivers' Champion. And Bongi Mabida will take 5th position. Good comeback by Bongi after incidences, a spin. And Timothy Haynes will get 6th position. Great drive by him. Devon Lesher will get 7th, just ahead of Stain and Lowe. What a fantastic battle this was between these 3 drivers. Lowe will get 9th on JB this evening. Mark Henry will complete the top 10. Adrian Govender will get 11th. Heineke will get 12th. Lario 13th. Haynes, Daniel will get 14th. Ferrand 15th. And Gelnes will get 16th. Sparks will get 17th. Stephen Sparks. Matthew Boy rounds up the field in 18th position. Oh, big congratulations to Bashir Jadwat for winning the Drivers' Championship. Absolutely fantastic. His 4th driver's title in South African simGT. And a congrats, of course, to Gabriel Rousseau for taking the victory this evening. So, an all Squadra Ghostworks affair this evening. Congratulations to the team. Well, from me, Jason Holden-Jones, that wraps up round 4 of the 2018.2 South African simGT series. Thank you very much for joining me. And our next stream will be in 2 weeks' time for the final round of the GT4 series at Road Atlanta. I think that is. Really looking forward to that one. Well, after a fantastic night, thank you very much for watching. And until the next stream, all the best since then. Goodbye.